Tiger Talk. Here in the studio with us, we have Friendship High School Principal Kim Spicer. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Jason. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good, good.
So, as you know, the TEA has released a new test, the STAR test. What can you tell us about it?
Well, the STAR test at the high school level is actually going to be known as the end of course exams, the EOCs, and it'll affect this year's freshmen, so it's just ninth graders that'll be affected this year. There are a whole lot of rules and regulations that we're making up as we go because we're getting new clarification from TEA daily. We are going to have a STAR parent informational meeting on February 6th and then a second meeting on February 13th. Now those meetings will be exactly the same, so if you attend one, you don't need to attend both. But if I had to give you the highlights of the EOC and how it's going to affect the freshmen, the EOC score, they will receive a scale score. Like your TAC score is a 2100, they're going to receive some sort of scale score. The district will adopt a scale score conversion chart, and so that scale score will be translated into a score on a 100-point scale. And then that particular score counts 15% of the student's final average. Now at Friendship High School, we don't give final averages because we give first semester and second semester. And so their second semester grade, 30% of that will be accounted for by the end of course exam. So whatever they make, 30% of their average will be the end of course exam. I don't know if that makes sense. The state of Texas also says that local districts get to determine whether or not EOCs count in class rank and GPA, and we have as a district have decided that it will count in class rank and GPA. They're going to be required to take 12 tests throughout the course of their high school career, 4 in grade 9, 4 in grade 10, and 4 in grade 11. And actually they're not grade specific, they're subject specific. So you have Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, English 1, English 2, English 3, Physics, Chemistry, and Biology. And then in Social Studies you have World Geography, World History, and U.S. History. Students are required to achieve a certain minimum cumulative score on each of those tests, and that also factors into graduation. And then at the junior level, you have to achieve a certain score on the English 3 and the Algebra 2 test in order to graduate recommended. And then you have to achieve a certain different score if you're trying to graduate distinguished. The 3 score categories are a 1, 2, or 3, with a 1 being unsatisfactory, a 2 being acceptable, and a 3 being exceeds. And so if you want to be recommended, you have to score at least a 2, and if you want to be distinguished, you have to score at least a 3. So that's just a highlight of all the rules with EOCs. The freshmen will be fine. We'll take care of them, I promise. It's just been an interesting process trying to develop all the rules and regulations surrounding the EOC testing.
So, what are teachers doing to prepare for this new test?
Well, the service centers have put together a series of trainings called End of Course Success. And so those are subject specific. So all the Algebra 1 teachers went to the Algebra 1 EOC Success Workshop. They're also working really hard to ensure the rigor of the curriculum that they're teaching, as well as using lots of formative assessments, which is where you assess as you go. Instead of waiting till the very end when they take the big, giant, huge test and finding out that students don't know what they should have known, you give little mini assessments as you go along, so you find out that the areas that the kids are weak in and you readdress those. I'm sure you're aware that the students are taking common assessments, so all Algebra 1 students take the same test over a specific unit of material. Teachers sit down and they'll analyze all that data. They'll pinpoint areas of student weakness, student strength. Maybe one teacher's really strong in one area and I'm not so good, so I will talk to that teacher and say, tell me what you did that your kids all got it so I can implement that in my classroom. So we're being really clear and focused in our efforts to make sure that the students are taught what they need to know in order to be successful on that test.
So, along with the big change with testing, we have another big change coming up, which is the Lubbock Independent School District coming into our football district and sports districts. What can you tell us about that?
I am really excited about this opportunity. We just received news today that we have been realigned into a district with Monterey, Lubbock High, Plainview, Hereford, and San Angelo Lakeview. And so Lubbock High and Monterey have fallen to 4A, and they'll be coming into our district. And I'm pretty excited. You know, those are pretty big games when we play the local Lubbock teams. We pack out the stadium here at Peoples Bank Stadium or at Lowry Field. Either one, doesn't matter which one we play. Both sides are pretty packed. And the media hypes them up really big. And I'm just excited. Plus, we don't have to drive like 2 hours and 40 minutes like when we were going to Dumas.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's going to be awesome.
Another big question that people have is about the crosswalk and the closing of the west entrance to the green parking lot. What can you tell us about those?
You know, it's kind of funny, Jason. You asked me about EOC testing, which is a really big deal, and you asked me about the realignment and Lubbock coming in, which is a pretty big deal. And now we're going to talk about parking lot changes. As you know, we moved the crosswalk in front of the school. It was on the south end of the building, and a lot of students use that crosswalk to cross over to the field house. Unfortunately, after school, we have a lot of traffic out of that south parking lot, turning left, and there were a lot of near misses out there. And so, although I think it has made it a little more difficult on some of the students to move to that central crosswalk, it gives an easier flow of traffic out of that south parking lot. So that's why we looked at moving the crosswalk. Now this back parking lot entrance, if you come out here on Tuesday and Friday nights during basketball season, it gets pretty crowded, pretty congested. You have people coming in off Donald Preston Drive, and you have people trying to get out of that parking lot at the same time. It's kind of a narrow little parking lot, little passageway. And you'll see sometimes cars narrowly avoid going into that rather deep culvert on either side. So for student safety and to ease up some of the traffic congestion over there, we went ahead and closed off that entrance.
All right.
Got any other questions about what's going on in Friendship High?
Not that I know of. Thank you so much for coming in.
Anytime. I really enjoy it. And we're going to have a great spring semester. You know, we have great students, great teachers, so I'm really excited about this coming semester.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we will be right back after this commercial break. Welcome back. In studio, we have with us Drew Wiesner. Now, Mr. Wiesner, who do you have with you today?
Today I have with me Victoria Gwynn and Lewis Palmer III.
Now, what can you tell us about your upcoming production?
Our upcoming show is actually our one-act play, which is what we put together for our UIL competition piece. It's pretty intense. We have all of our district, everybody we play in football and basketball actually puts on a show. We go to Amarillo and perform them, and we're judged. And it's a pretty cool process. It's a pretty exclusive show because it is a competition and it's pretty rough. We have a really tough district, and so only the best of the best make it, and we work really hard, and we're really excited this year. We've got a great show going.
So, Lewis, what is the name of this production that you are putting on?
The name of this show is Wait Until Dark. It is a drama about two conmen that are trying to find a doll that is hidden in a blind girl's apartment.
What all goes into the production of a one-act play?
Well, a one-act play is very different from regular productions because it's more rigorous and the schedule is more difficult, and we put a whole lot into rehearsing it and perfecting it before we go to competition. And while we're competing, we do even more editing and fixing. So it takes a lot of time and a lot of sweat, but it's worth it.
So, Lewis, when is this competition?
Our first competition is going to be the Friday after spring break, but we do get critiqued before. But after that Friday of spring break, just about every week after that, we have other competitions that we go to if we advance.
So, Tori, who all's in one-act play?
There's a lot of people in one act. There's about 17 people in the company, and it's a lot of the dedicated theater people. And it's not easy to get in, so the people that we do have they're ready to work 24/7.
So,
Mr. Wiesner, what's the most difficult part about directing this play?
There are several things that are difficult. One of the most difficult is that we have to take a play and we only have 40 minutes to do the show. And it's kind of become the trend in the one-act world that you don't do a show that's already written to be 40 minutes long. You take one that's 2 or 3 hours long and cut it down. So that's really a big difficulty because there's so much that the author put in there. You have to figure out which storylines you want to follow, which things you think are important, which events in the show drive the plot, and which ones, if we cut a scene at the beginning of the play and they refer to it at the end of the play, you have to adjust it or you have to not cut that scene. So that's always really, really difficult. The other difficulty is probably just communicating how important it is. And these guys are really awesome, and I work with really great kids, but just how important it is to be serious and to get into your roles and to get serious, get lines memorized, and just be ready to go. Just getting everybody to that point where we're ready to go to competition.
So what else do you want to add?
I just want to add that we are doing lots of really great things in the theater department. We have 4 shows a year, and there's a million opportunities out there for people to get involved. And just because you don't want to be on stage acting doesn't mean you can't get involved. We have a new class, Technical Theater, we started this year. It's been a big success. And you get to do all the backstage work if that's something you're interested in, and you get an art credit for it. And there's so many roles within the show. There's small roles if you just want to get your feet wet. There's big roles if you think you should be the star. Some people feel they should be the star all the time. But it's a really great opportunity. We do lots of really great things. In the musical, we're together a whole lot. In our marathon play, it's just 1 week long and it goes really fast. In one act, we took a retreat this year and we're gone for the weekend. So there's just lots of really awesome things going on. So I encourage you, if you're looking for a place to fit in or a place to get into something new, to come check out the theater department.
All right. All right, well, I want to thank you all for being here, and break a leg.
Thanks.
Thank you for having us.
We will be right back after this commercial break.
I'm your late homework. I've been chilling out in your truck for like 2 weeks now, and these have been the best weeks of my homework life. And because you didn't turn me in, now you're assigned to MMA. Miss Bacon here ain't happy. I was an important grade 2 weeks ago. So do your homework and avoid MMA and mayhem like me.
Welcome to today's show of Friendship Hoosland. I'm Casey Smiley, your host, and today for your performance we have Lewis Palmer, Matthew Metzler, Dylan Edwards, and Hayden Parrish. Are y'all ready to start the show?
Absolutely. I was born ready.
Okay, so for our first show, we're going to do a game called Three-Headed Broadway Star. And this is for Lewis, Dylan, and Matt. Y'all are going to be singing to a girl that y'all are in love with.
Three-headed? Wait, is it like one body
And y'all
with
get
3 heads?
one word
One word each.
per person.
Oh!
We can have music.
No.
No. Just go.
Okay.
Oh! Yes. Go. Oh my
Lovely
girl, you
make
me smile
every
day
of the
year
and every
night in
school
and
you look
my
I know good what and
you
are so
beautiful
Elliot at school
with
your friends
and
they don't
no
that I
don't
love you
so
many days
don't
matter. Say matter. How many days does that matter?
I was thinking.
I have no idea what it was.
That didn't make sense.
Yes, it did. It was a love song.
But for our last and final game, it's going to be Helping Hands. Lewis is going to be a traffic cop trying to train Matt on how to direct traffic with Hayden as his hands.
Oh, Hayden's right. Okay. Wait. I'm Lewis's hand. Okay.
Come here. What is our game?
You're trying to train Matt on how to direct traffic.
Come here.
Yes.
See that traffic over there, boy?
Yep, I see it.
Now, we need to get that traffic to go that way. And you have to have your whistle. You see that in your mouth?
Yep.
Well, in my eye now. You
You're gonna blow it just like that. And then you're gonna wave this traffic over here, and you're gonna tell them to go that way.
Okay.
But you can't tell two traffics to come the other way, or else they'll crash each other. Now, get that traffic that's in front of you. You see it?
Yes,
bring them my way. And then blow them to stop. You didn't blow the other people to stop. You were. What are you doing? And now, bring the people in front of you. Bring them back our way. Okay. Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
Blow your whistle. Get them to stop. Bring the people behind us. Get them forward. And now we have guns. If people don't obey us, you shoot them. But non-lethally. Non-lethally.
Sorry.
You understand that, sir?
I shoot to kill.
And now, you shoot to kill?
Yes. It's the only kind of shooting I know.
You do not shoot to kill.
Okay.
You direct traffic. Do you understand this?
Captain.
You just put your hands on me?
Yeah.
Put your hands on me?
Yes, I did just touch. Oh gosh.
Now, get that traffic. Get that traffic.
Yes.
Bring them this way.
Which traffic?
You got it all on your own now?
No.
To our left. Yes, that way.
Yes.
Bring them to the right. You didn't blow your whistle. That's another demerit. You're breathing on my neck.
Thank you for joining us today on Tiger Talk. You have a great day, friendship.